You're not still scrolling because you enjoy it. You stopped enjoying it a while ago and your thumb kept moving anyway. Late, screen still bright, not laughing, not learning anything you'll remember tomorrow, still going. A question runs underneath. Why am I still doing this? Tonight, the honest answer has nothing to do with willpower. Wanting and liking are two separate systems in your brain. Liking is the pleasure, wanting is the pull toward it. Usually they ride together so smoothly, you never notice. Coffee, you want it, drink it, like it, one motion, but they can come apart, and a feed at midnight is where they split. Picture the last bag of chips you finished after you'd stopped tasting it. Your tongue quit, your hand kept reaching. That's wanting with the liking already gone, your whole evening on the phone in one snack. Next time you catch your thumb still going, ask one question. Am I actually enjoying this right now? If the answer is no, you just caught the pleasure leaving while the pull keeps driving. Most people try to fix that by hunting. One more clip. The next one's the good one. Then I'll feel satisfied and stop. It feels reasonable. It isn't. Satisfaction was never the wanting system's job. It runs on the chase, not the catch. And the feed has no bottom. It was built without an ending on purpose. You're waiting for a finish line on a track built as a circle. Trying to enjoy your way out is backwards. Wanting doesn't need your liking to keep running. Trying to enjoy it more is like pressing a pedal that was never wired to the brakes. That thought, I'm not even enjoying this, isn't proof you're weak. It's a status report. It's the signal that liking has switched off and wanting is driving alone. That's not weakness. That's the exit. Say it out loud. This is wanting, not liking, and the next one is not going to complete me. Then set the phone down. Ask if you're really enjoying it. If not, the pleasure is already gone. Stop waiting for the satisfying post, there isn't one. The second you're not enjoying it, name it and stop. Tonight, when the fun drains out and your thumb keeps going, say that sentence and put the phone down. You've just been reading the exit sign as a verdict. You didn't decide to lose that hour last night. You never made the decision, and blaming yourself for it is keeping you stuck. Play it back, not as a verdict, just as footage. You were bored, tired, or dreading something. Your hand found the phone before a single thought arrived. You swiped, something flickered, you swiped again. Nowhere did a little committee meet to weigh a 61st swipe. It ran on its own, like your feet down a familiar staircase, with no permission asked at each step. That's what you're actually dealing with, not a choice you keep making, a loop. A cue fires, the thumb moves, a small payoff lands, and it goes again, mostly below the level of conscious decision. So stop calling it a decision. Next time your thumb is moving, don't ask why you're so weak. Notice the sequence. Something cued this, and the swiping is simply the sequence running. Now it gets sharp. The way you've been trying to fix this is making it worse. You lose the hour, call yourself lazy, and that sting feels like accountability. It isn't. Shame is an ugly feeling, and the loop exists partly to smother ugly feelings. Self-criticism becomes a fresh cue. You feel bad about scrolling, and feeling bad becomes another reason to scroll. The story that you have no discipline is exactly the story the machine on the other side of the glass benefits from. Someone busy blaming themselves isn't looking at the machine. Dropping the shame helps, but one small move actually cracks the loop open, and it's 3 words. Name it. The moment you surface mid-feed, say it plainly. I'm in a loop. Not a scold, a label. A loop runs best in the dark, and the second you see it and name it, part of your attention steps outside and watches. You can't interrupt a sequence you can't see. Feel the gap between 2 sentences. I have no discipline is a verdict on who you are. I'm in a loop is simply what's happening right now. One feeds the loop, the other feeds it nothing. Read last night as a loop, not a choice. Drop the scold, because shame is fuel, not a brake. When you catch it running, say the 3 words and watch part of you step outside it. Tonight, the second you surface with your thumb still moving, say it. I'm in a loop, no verdict attached. That sentence is the first crack, and every other move depends on it. Ask yourself one thing mid-scroll, and you probably can't answer it. What am I actually getting from this right now? Most people shrug. Nothing. Just killing time. That shrug hides something useful because you are getting something, or you would have drifted away. 4 different pulls keep a session alive, and they don't all feel the same. The first is novelty. You want something new. The second is uncertainty. Maybe the next post is the one worth seeing. The third is threat, a scary headline, a fight, a disaster you can't look away from. The fourth is relief. You're not chasing something, you are avoiding a feeling or a hard task. Instead of guessing, run a quick diagnostic. Ask yourself, what was I feeling right before I reached for the phone? Ask, what am I hoping the next post gives me? Ask, am I chasing something new? Chasing maybe, checking for danger, or dodging a feeling? Whatever answer appears first is usually your engine. Watch it across 4 nights. A dull commute becomes novelty. Waiting for an important reply becomes uncertainty. A frightening news cycle becomes threat. A dreaded report due tomorrow becomes relief. Same behavior, 4 different fuels. Sometimes 2 engines burn together. The most common pair is threat and relief. Frightening news keeps your attention while also helping you avoid the thing you were supposed to do. So, you name the engine and you're done? Not quite. One of them lies to you more than any other: boredom. Boredom is the great disguise. Much of what feels like boredom is really relief. Your mind is quietly stepping around a feeling it doesn't want to face and calling it boredom because that's easier. When boredom is your automatic answer, push 1 step further. Ask yourself, if the phone vanished from my hand right now, what would I have to feel? Learn the 4 engines: novelty, uncertainty, threat, and relief. Run the 3 questions whenever you catch yourself scrolling. If the answer is boredom, don't stop there. Ask what feeling you're avoiding. Tonight, when you catch yourself scrolling, ask what you're really there for. A pull you can name is a pull you can work with. An unnamed urge quietly wins every time. Picked up the phone to check one thing. You looked up and an hour was gone. The strange part is you never felt it leave. That's the real danger. Not that time passed, but that your ability to notice it passing quietly switched off. There was never a version of you watching the clock and choosing to let the minutes disappear. You were inside the feed, and inside the feed, the clock doesn't seem to run. Your brain doesn't have a clock ticking away. Your sense of time is rebuilt from attention and memory. You feel time by noticing change and laying down markers as you go. A great evening feels long afterward because it left a trail of memories. An hour of nearly identical swipes leaves almost none, so it collapses into what feels like a single moment. Memory counts markers, not minutes. Learn to notice the tell. That sudden thought, wait, how long has it been? That jolt is your one clean window. Don't waste it by sliding right back into the feed. The obvious solution is to keep watching the clock yourself. That's the one strategy almost guaranteed to fail. The part of your mind that tracks time is the same part that fades during a scrolling session. Trying to monitor yourself is like trying to smell a scent you've already gone nose blind to. The instrument has already gone quiet. You weren't trapped in a trance. You were in narrowed attention, and narrowed attention can be interrupted. So don't rely on your internal clock. Put the clock outside of you. Set a timer that is not your phone. Use a kitchen timer, a watch, or an alarm across the room before you begin. When it sounds, it reaches into the fog and gives you back what the feed quietly removed, a decision point. Suddenly, do I keep going? Becomes a real question again. Learn the surfacing jolt. Stop trying to track time with the faculty that switches off. Put the clock outside yourself before you begin. Tonight, before you sit down to just check one thing, set a timer across the room. Not to control you, but to hand back the choice the feed quietly deletes. 2 hours a day on your phone is a full month every year. Keep it up for 10 years, and it's very nearly a whole year of your life gone. Read it slowly. 2 hours a day becomes 14 hours a week, around 60 hours a month, and more than 30 full days every year. Even if your number is smaller, it still adds up. 45 minutes a day becomes more than 100 days across a decade. No version of this comes out small, but that number won't save you at 11 o'clock tonight. It's a spreadsheet, distant, abstract, and impossible to feel against the pull of one more post. The big number has a purpose, but it isn't the one you think. It builds conviction on a calm afternoon. It doesn't win the fight in the moment, the deeper loss hides underneath the hours. The feed doesn't just take your time, it takes what the time was for, the workout you never started, the skill you never practiced, the sleep you gave away, the conversation you never had. You're not only losing time, you're losing what the time could have become. So remembering it's almost a year of your life should stop you, right? Not really. Conviction isn't traction. What works is a cost you can actually feel. In the middle of a scrolling session, ask one question. What is this taking from me right now? Keep the answer small and immediate. Tonight's sleep, the next hour of focused work, tomorrow's energy, the task that will only feel bigger in the morning. Picture it. It's 10:40 at night, you're still in bed with your phone. Asking whether you're wasting your life is too big to matter. Asking whether this is costing you the sleep you need for tomorrow's meeting is close enough to feel. A present cost can finally compete with a present pull. Run your own daily number to build conviction. Remember, the real loss is what the hours were meant for. And when you're in the moment, ask what this session is taking from you right now. Tonight, skip the giant number. Name the one thing this hour is costing you before morning. You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in fragments small enough to excuse. You lose to your phone at the exact moment you try hardest to win. That is not weakness. The fight is rigged, and once you see how, you stop fighting it this way. Think about the part of your brain that overrides an impulse and chooses what pays off later. That's where willpower lives, and it has one property that shapes your whole evening. It's expensive, and it fails first when you're tired or stressed. Now, compare that with when you usually scroll. Not fresh in the morning, but late at night after a long day, exactly when your willpower is running on fumes. The promise you make in the afternoon, tonight I won't scroll in bed, was made with a full tank. Night has to keep it with an empty one. Stop scheduling the fight for your weakest hour. Picture two players. One is wanting, cheap, tireless, and completely unconcerned that you've had meetings all day. The other is control, the referee who's been making difficult calls since morning. By 11 at night, the player is fresh and the referee is exhausted. You're asking a worn-out referee to overrule a peak strength player over and over again. The feed makes it even harder. Every swipe demands another decision to stop or continue, while your self-control has already been draining all day. So, do you simply need more willpower? No, that's the trap. You can't out-muscle an endless feed at the hour you're most depleted. Instead, change the field, not the fighter. Never fight an infinite feed while it's in your hand. Move the phone. Distance creates friction. Friction buys a few seconds, and a few seconds are often enough for the pull to weaken. Spend your willpower once on a set-up decision, and let that decision work for you every night afterward. If your nightly battle happens in bed, charge the phone in the kitchen. Suddenly the fight isn't about resisting another swipe. It's about getting out of bed and walking to another room, and tired you usually won't bother. Don't trust willpower at your weakest hour. The referee gets tired, the player doesn't. Retire the nightly battle with one environmental change made while you're calm. Tonight, move the phone out of the room. You're not weak, you've simply been fighting on the one field where you were never meant to win. Right now, in the middle of a scroll, you want an exit that doesn't depend on willpower. Here's one, a series of small moves that can pull you out of a session that's already running. The reason it works is simple. No single move overpowers the loop. Instead, you take it apart with several small moves, each nudging a different part of the pattern, so none of them has to be heroic. Start with something almost ridiculously simple. Freeze your thumb for 5 seconds. Don't hunt for one last post. Don't finish the comment. Just stop the movement. That tiny pause creates the first gap between impulse and action. Now keep stacking. Lift your eyes to something across the room. The screen is the cue, and looking away weakens it. Breathe out slowly, longer than you breathe in, 3 times. Ask yourself what this is costing you right now. Close the app before you feel finished, because you never will. The feed has no ending. Then lock the phone so the pull can't simply jump to another app. Next, stand up. Put the phone somewhere you have to walk to reach it. Do one small physical action. Drink water, stretch, or step outside. Then begin one tiny replacement. Open the document, read 1 page, write 1 sentence, just 2 minutes. Picture it. It's 10 at night. You suddenly realize you're in a loop. Your thumb freezes. Your eyes lift from the screen. There are 3 slow breaths. You name the cost. You close the app, lock the phone, carry it to the kitchen, splash water on your face, and read 1 page of a real book. You didn't beat the urge. You took the session apart. That's why this works. Each move targets a different system: your attention, your hand, your eyes, your breathing, and your environment. You don't overpower the loop. You outnumber it. You don't need to remember every step when the urge is strongest. Remember 5 words: freeze, close, lock, stand, move. Don't wait for the urge to disappear. Move while it's still there. Tonight, practice the first 3 steps on a low-stakes scroll, so they'll be ready when you really need them. Urge isn't a wall you have to hold back forever. It's a wave that rises, peaks, and then falls if you don't feed it. Most people think there are only 2 choices: give in or fight the urge forever. Nobody can grit forever, so giving in feels inevitable. But an urge isn't permanent. You don't outlast it forever, you only outlast the peak. Here's the catch: feeding it. 1 more swipe, 1 more video, 1 more minute rebuilds the craving. Every just 1 more gives the wave another push. Instead of fighting the wave, ride it. When the urge feels overwhelming, shrink the challenge to 5 minutes. Set a timer that isn't your phone. Spend those 5 minutes doing 1 tiny action. Stand at the window, wash a few dishes, stretch, or drink a glass of water. 5 minutes is long enough for the peak to begin falling and short enough to agree to. The harder problem isn't the craving, it's the negotiation. Your mind starts talking: just 5 more minutes, I've earned this, I'll start tomorrow. Those don't sound like cravings. They sound reasonable, but they're not. That's the craving wearing the costume of reason, and a tired brain almost never wins that argument. So don't argue. Set 1 clear rule while you're calm. The phone charges in the kitchen, full stop. When the bargaining starts, don't answer it. Simply say, "That's the negotiation," and follow the rule you already decided. Picture a difficult night when the urge spikes and your mind says you've earned 15 more minutes. You recognize it. That's the negotiation. You carry the phone to the kitchen, set a 5-minute timer, and drink a glass of water. The wave breaks. You didn't defeat it with willpower, you simply stopped feeding it. Treat the urge like a wave. Ride 5 minutes instead of feeding it. Live behind 1 clear rule that never gets renegotiated. Tonight, choose 1 bright line rule for tomorrow. Then the next time a craving hits, give it 5 minutes before you touch your phone. It always feels permanent from inside the wave, but it never is. Costs you an hour. The story you tell about that slip can cost you the whole month. You broke your own rule. The evening is gone, and that familiar heaviness settles in your chest. But the question you're asking, "Why did I do that?" is the wrong one. What decides everything is what you do next. The slip itself is small. What turns it into a disaster is the story that follows. You take 1 swipe, and instead of thinking, "That was 1 swipe," you think, "I've blown it now." Once the day feels ruined, the logic runs by itself. I've already failed, so I might as well scroll all night, write off the week, and quit the whole thing. The swipe cost you 1 swipe. The words "I've blown it" can cost you the week. First, refuse that story. Say it clearly. 1 slip is 1 slip. Then drop the shame. Because shame is not just painful, it becomes fuel. The slip makes you feel bad, and feeling bad is exactly what the loop promises to numb. So shame becomes another reason to keep scrolling. Name the event without turning it into an identity. Say, I slipped. Not, I'm a failure. I slipped describes something bounded and already over. I'm a failure becomes a verdict that follows you into tomorrow. Your progress did not disappear overnight. Weeks of charging the phone in the kitchen do not vanish because of one bad evening. Habits build slowly, and slow-built things do not collapse in a single night. One bad night is a low point, not the slope. A storm does not change the climate. You will slip sometimes. The real skill is learning what happens next. Protect the trend, not the perfect record. A perfect record is fragile. Once it breaks, people feel they have nothing left to protect. A trend can survive one bad night easily. Run the next repetition now, not tomorrow, not Monday, not after a clean restart. Put the phone back in the kitchen tonight, even if it is an hour late. Then plan for future slips so you follow a procedure instead of spiraling. Next time you slip, say, I slipped. Put the phone away and take the next small step immediately. The slip was never the failure. The collapse afterward is, and that collapse is optional. You're not trying to win the phone fight forever. You're trying to make it stop happening. You can't win every night through effort alone. Any plan that depends on you being sharp and motivated eventually meets a night when you're exhausted. The goal was never iron discipline. It's to make not scrolling the path of least resistance. Stop trying to win tonight's session. Build a default where the phone lives in the kitchen and your hand naturally reaches for something better. Give your wanting a better destination. Pair a cue you already have with a rewarding replacement. Morning coffee with a walk, the end of work with a book. Over time, your anticipation shifts. You're not destroying desire, you're redirecting it. The day is only the draft. During sleep, your brain strengthens the patterns you practiced, helping today's effort become tomorrow's default. That changes everything. A late night scroll doesn't just steal sleep. It steals the process that would have made not scrolling easier tomorrow. Protecting sleep isn't optional, it's part of the habit itself. Don't remove the scaffolding once things improve. Keep the phone charging in the kitchen because the reason it works never expires. Many people dismantle the system that helped them recover and quietly slide back into old habits. Keep it simple. One environmental change, one meaningful replacement, and protected sleep. Those three reinforce each other. Be patient through the flat early stretch. That's the draft being written before you can see the finished result. Tonight, choose one replacement, prepare it before bed, and protect your sleep. You never needed a bigger will. You only needed to change the field around the ordinary one you already had.